When you come watch us play, you got to stick around for the whole game because you never know if we're up 15, we're down 19. We're going to keep it interesting. And, I thought we did a great job. I thought we were just so poor in the first half with our defensive execution. And, you guys probably don't know what I mean by that, but everything that we walked through and how to guard it, we did it really poor. But we did it poor in our walkthrough and our shoot-around today, but I thought we had great energy and great effort. And I said, if you do that, you'll probably erase a lot of these mistakes. That was the story of the first half. And then second half, obviously, we came out. I thought our execution was awesome. I thought defensively we didn't start great, but then we got on a little run there. And we're not a pressing team. We don't gamble. But we finally locked in and started doing a better job positionally and executing how we wanted to guard their stuff defensively, and it gave us some opportunities to get 11 steals and get out in transition, get up 15 points. Then we lost our edge. Stop me if you've heard it before, but we lost our edge and then gave them an opportunity to fight back. So we didn't deserve to win the game in regulation. So when we went, I know Shane's going to ask me what the message was when we went to overtime, so I'm going to beat you to it. We went in, I said, look, we didn't deserve to win the game. We lost our edge, so let's go win it with toughness and let's get back to doing the things that we need to do. And I thought the first 4.5 minutes of overtime, we did a masterful job, and we lost our edge again. And you say, Coach, why do we do that? Because they're not robots and they're 18 to 22-year-old, and sometimes they're looking up at the Jumbotron wondering, what are they giving away tonight? Is it a rubber duck? I'd like to have a rubber duck. But really, we should get locked in and guard stuff the right way. So that's the long answer to tell you. I'm proud of our guys. We had a good fight, and I'm glad we got the win. Shane, you're up.
Yeah. I asked those guys when they came in about kind of, knowing –
what we were giving away? Did they know what we were giving away tonight? I'd be really upset if they knew what we were giving away tonight.
Knowing that they were going to probably have the ball in their hands in some big situations going down the stretch here. Yeah. You talked the other day about, teams having those guys that, you can just kind of count on getting you a bucket in a game like this. Obviously, you're playing against Johnny Hamilton, who's kind of been that all year.
Yeah.
To see him respond the way he did late in the game, but then you have guys who also make some plays. What's that mean for you going forward to maybe see some of your guys make those, like you talked about swag last year, maybe taking a step in that direction? Yeah,
so again, you guys have all heard me. It's a game of responses, and I can rattle off like 5 of them in my head. I thought in the first half, they went zone. Kosei had an atrocious turnover, just threw it to the other team. But he sprinted back and he went vertical and contested, blocked a shot, and then I think we went down and scored. And it was unbelievable. And it might have been an and one because I think we went to the foul line and he gave me a little winkski. And that was an awesome response. Cliff turns it over. They just dribbles it. They take it from him in the second half. He sprints back. We get our defense set. He gets a steal, pick 6. Christian gives up a free throw rebound down the stretch. We got free pizza for everybody, but we gave up a free throw rebound. And then he comes back to the next possession. He blocks a shot. Preston, I thought, did a very poor job guarding some stuff the way that we had gone through tonight. And but he did a great job responding, right? He made a big 3, drove the ball, he got fouled. He had 2 monster offensive rebounds that won the game, I thought, for us. And then he had the game-winning rebound on the final possession. So just tons of great responses. And Cliff has done a masterful job. Obviously, he's the best shooter in the league. I think we can call it what it is at this point. He goes 6 for 10 tonight. I don't think anybody's made more threes than Cliff Davis. But quiet as kept, he's driving the basketball ever since we came back from Christmas, and he's making unbelievable plays off the bounce and finishing at the hoop, and that was ultimately how he goes and wins the game for us right there. So huge plays, huge responses. We should take great confidence away from that because it wasn't a perfect game, but I thought we played did a lot of perfect things a week ago against Louisiana, but we just didn't make the toughness plays. Today, you can erase mistakes with your energy, your effort, and your fight, and I thought we did that just enough here tonight to get this one.
And when you were recruiting Cliff, you obviously knew that he was, a guy who shoots a lot of threes, made a lot of threes, shoot a good percentage. Did you expect that he was going to be somebody who might guard, the best scorer in the league for 40 minutes like he did tonight?
Yeah, that's part of what we talk about. Like when you come here, okay, you just can't come and hoop and get buckets. Okay, like I don't believe in the word two-way player. I believe in good players. Like, good players come on, play on both sides of the ball, and he's answered the challenge with that. I think Cliff's one of our toughest players. You can coach him hard. You can hold him accountable. He's not going to give you too many excuses, and he's going to figure it out and hit you with a yes, sir. And there's a lot of respect and growth that our team has had because of his responses to doing that. And so he hadn't proven that he could do it. So he's really answered the call and the challenge of coming here and making that a part of how he impacts the game.
First half was very back and forth, and you guys go on a 9-0 run. Was there maybe an adjustment that allowed you guys to take over the last 5 or so minutes of that first half? Excuse me?
No, I think it just kind of started clicking at the end of the half. I think we held them to 1 point in the last media, which was obviously give yourself a chance there, and we were doing a nice job in transition. But then I thought our offensive execution was really good, getting the ball where it was supposed to be, screening bodies, and generating the shots and the points that we want. I thought that was the difference. And it's great. You got to finish halves well. That's a big part of it, right? So we finished the first half really well. We didn't finish the second half nearly as well. Overtime, just enough. But that's a big game. We talk about that a lot. You got to win the end of the half and get that momentum going into halftime. And I thought we did a great job of that tonight.
Do you feel like this team is starting to learn how to win? Is that a skill? I know early in the year, these tight games, and now this is two consecutive one-possession wins for you guys. Do you feel like you guys are learning how to win?
Yeah, and sometimes you got to lose those games, which we've done. I think in 13 losses, we've only had 2 that have been by double digits, or roundabout. So we've been in a lot of 1-2 possession games, and we're probably about 50-50, whether we've come up on the right side of those or not, because I don't think we're blowing the doors off anybody either. And so, yeah, that we're going to be in a lot of close games. I think that's really important to take some confidence away from that in this league because there's so much parity, and wins and losses are so dependent upon matchups. So when you do make just enough plays down the stretch, you should draw a lot of confidence from it because you're going to be in that situation many more times. And hopefully you feel like, hey, we're gonna figure this out. Someone's gonna make a play on this team to help us win, and that's what we did the last 2 games that we're gonna need moving forward.
First off, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
It's always nice to see one of those. Georgia State managed to shoot 43% from 3. Jelani Hamilton put up 28 points. It was a very close game. Is there any adjustments that you were looking to make to the team's defense or perimeter defense or anything in general going forward in the season?
Yeah, we've been a good 3-point defensive team, and this is back-to-back games that we've given up, 44 to 45% from the field, and that's hard. It's hard to win like that. So we've got to tighten up. We've got to be better. I thought just simple closeouts, guarding the basketball, communication. Those are always things that you got to get better at. We did a pretty good job in transition, but for the most part, they're a really good 3-point shooting team, or that's where they generate a lot of their points from. But I don't think we did a great job of guarding Jelani clearly with the sense of urgency that you need to at a guy who's just single-handedly good enough to beat you, and he's leading the league in scoring. So we got to give more attention to him next time we get an opportunity to play these guys or whoever their version is of the next opponent that we play.
Obviously, you've got a couple of really good stat-stuffing line scores, with Davis and McBride tonight. But where's the hidden gem in this win tonight? Somebody that doesn't necessarily pop off the page when you look at the numbers, but whether it's defensively or offensively, that was crucial. You mentioned Fowler's, late offensive rebounds; those were big, obviously. But is there something else there that we're not aware of?
Kosei Egbule, 7 assists tonight. He had the 3 turnovers, but 4 rebounds. They were all huge. Knocks in 3 or 4 free throws. I thought he had a great game, great floor game in 32 minutes. And Cliff Davis isn't scoring 27 points. Gabe's not getting 11, and Justin's not getting 22 unless somebody's delivering the ball and making those plays. And I think our guys really feed off of Kosei. Just like the play I just said in the first half, they went zone and he threw it to the other team, and he didn't pout. He didn't hang his head. He sprinted back. He made an unbelievable play, and then it ends up being an and one. He probably got an assist on. And our guys see that, and they're like, man, I want to play with that guy. It's fun. Let's all respond that way. So I'm super proud of him because and we even talked, I think, in the media about his passing. There was times where Kosei was not a great passer, but he really works on it, okay? If you guys ever want to come to this gym, you'll probably see him out here working harder than anybody else before practice, after practice, and that's the results that he's getting for us right now. And he's a winning player. So many things that just don't show up on the stat sheet.
Yeah, that's a lot of the offensive aspect. Kirby Dean jumped into the analytics a little bit, and he was saying there was an uptick since he's been in the starting lineup defensively in field goal percentage going down, 3-point field goal percentage going down. That, again, is something that can go unseen. Are you guys seeing it from a coaching staff? Without question. Without question. I think there's just so much to be said. Great defensive teams, they have a mindset, whether it's on ball or off ball. I'm not going to get screened. And there's certainly a technique and a way and a coverage how you want to guard things. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the mentality of the guys who are guarding. And he's proven that he's got a mentality that, man, I'm going to be hard to screen. I'm going to fight through. I'm going to make all these types of plays that are necessary for us and sacrifice his body and put it on the line. And that is a huge reason for the uptick in our defensive numbers improving. I know you got to get to work on App State, but it's been a program that's had its success against the Dukes. Are you scratching your head right away? Oh boy, here come the Mountaineers. What's next? To face them. I thought when we went down there and played them before, we got beat on every toughness, physicality type play, and so obviously we've talked about that a lot in the last week and a half because I think we've gotten a lot better with it. And now we've proven. Maybe we didn't do everything perfect tonight, but we made enough of those types of plays to win these games. And so we need to draw some confidence from that because they're a tough, physical team. There's going to be a good amount of similarities as to how they defend versus what Georgia State does. And we've got to do a better job. We got to protect the post. I think when we went down there and we played them last time, our guards got to take a little more pride in really defending and keeping their guards out of the paint because that's been a huge difference. They kind of got going against us. I don't even know how many games ago that was, and their guards shot it better in that game than they had from three all season long. Since then, they've been on a bit of a hot streak. And so we're responsible for starting that fire, and we're going to be responsible for putting it out. And but we've got to make sure that we get our mind right, learn from this one, and bridge the gap from things that are going to that are going to be similar between the two opponents.